Hey everybody, thank you so much for joining us on Comics from the Future, our show we do every single Friday where we're going to preview some really cool upcoming new series, ongoing series, cool covers, and other stuff. We're so happy that you have joined us today. I'm back!
You're back!
I'm back! I've been here this whole time, but I've just been out there on the floor. So, anyway, happy to be back. Got a lot of really cool stuff to show you guys today. So, before we get started, please take a second and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Also, take a second and look at the links in our description because we have an Instagram, and now we're super excited to have a Whatnot channel, which we're going to be starting sometime this month. So, anyway, go check all that out real quick, do all that stuff, and let's begin here soon. Anything to add? I haven't done this in 2 weeks.
That's fine. We usually introduce ourselves just in case no one has seen the show before. They're hopping on in this 100th show we've done, or however many of these we've done. So I'm Jason.
I'm Andy.
And I'm Megan.
We're with Infinity Flux Comics out of Chattanooga, Tennessee. So we're going to begin with our featured comics. We have a very, very special one first, so pay attention.
All right, this is so special. We are so excited to share this with Andy. This is Andy's first major published comic work. Andy right here, yes. This is for Transformers Beast Wars number 15. He did the official B cover for it, and you're looking at it right here, right now. This is Andy's artwork. You've probably seen a lot of his handiwork around the shop and on promo stuff we've done, but now you get to see it on a full official comic book, so we're so proud of him. And I am happy to say that I can't reveal anything, but this is the first of a lot of stuff you'll be seeing from him. So, yeah, all I can say on that for now. Anyway, official B cover featuring Waspinator and Nyx. And we're definitely going to be doing a signing for this. Other details, if you are not local, we are happy to ship this to you. So we're going to do it shipped and everything, shipped, signed, and the comic for $12. So if you want to get in on that, comment below. We'll make it easy on everybody. And yeah, just congrats to Andy.
Thank you. Yeah, I've worked on a lot of smaller things or stuff that's not quite as mainstream to comic book stores. Of course, I did my Show Me History books. There were historical books, and I worked on Hero Cats for Action Lab and everything. But this is the first, like, you know, it says Transformers on the cover. People know Transformers. I was very excited to do this. Hopefully there's going to be a lot to come. It's funny because I remember doing this show when this series was announced, and Jason and I were like, "Oh, cool! We love Beast Wars," and I was like, "Oh, it'd be really cool to work on Beast Wars," and it just took 15 issues later, and I got to do a cover for it. So, really excited. Be happy to sign things, draw little heads on them, whatever. So yeah, and thanks for Megan for talking it up, because I was like, I can't get on here and toot my own horn. It's too weird. So yeah.
No, it's really cool, and we're really proud to see. We know how hard you work, and Andy is always drawing in his spare time, so it's really cool to see somebody who deserves it to be actually put out there on display like this, so we're really happy.
And you're a true fan of Beast Wars. We talked about Beast Wars tons of times before they even announced the comic. And already with this cover, I can hear Waspinator's shrill voice as he's about to smash into a million bits.
Yeah.
There's no way he's winning this.
So if you're happy for Andy, give him a little cheers, a little, what are those things? Confetti thing, emoji in the comments.
Give me an emoji.
Give him an emoji.
Okay, so next up, from Marvel, they're doing a Spider-Man 2099 miniseries called Spider-Man 2099 Exodus. This is the alpha issue to it. So it took a little digging to find out how many issues. Marvel doesn't like to
say a little digging, but it was a considerable amount of time if you're trying to find this.
So it's going to be, in total, 7 issues. There's going to be the alpha one-shot, then there's a 1 through 5, and then there's an Omega one-shot at the end. So you're hearing this here probably first. So 7 total issues. You'll have to kind of tell your story, because when we sign people up, it would just be on the 1 through 5. That's how our system does it. It's very annoying. Of course, we have good people who work here who know to throw in the alpha and the omega, but your store, they might need a little extra push. So Miguel O'Hara is back. We're back in the Spider-Man 2099 universe, and this time he's going to end up going through the multiverse, running into other new 2099 characters.
Ooh.
Yeah, there's going to be a new version of Loki. There's going to be a new Winter Soldier, and they didn't specify who, but new X-Men characters. And I mean, look on the cover. Ghost Rider 2099's in this too.
Yep.
With his chainsaw hand. So I'm pretty excited for this. The 2099 universe is cool, and they don't really revisit it that often.
Mm-hmm.
And you said that the trailer for Into the Spider-Verse.
Yeah, it was before Morbius, and so we got to see Spider-Man 2099 is one of the characters that's, I think, going to be pretty heavily featured in that one. So I like that Marvel's being like, hey guys, before everyone's obsessed with this character, look, you can get familiar with him again.
Yeah, get him back in the limelight in the comics. So that is your regular cover. Here is the brown cover. Then we have the LASHLEY cover that has a cool framing around it.
Yeah, kind of an homage to his first 2099 issue. Yeah.
That's right. And then we have the Ron Lim cover, and this is going to be a connecting cover. So I imagine it'll connect with, I guess, issues 1 through 5 and possibly the Omega.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not exactly sure, but that's the Ron Lim connecting cover on that.
Next up, we have one that I'm very excited about, Star Wars Obi-Wan. This is a 5-issue miniseries just in time for the Obi-Wan Kenobi TV show on Disney+. And I was really wondering, like, oh, what story are you going to tell that's not going to be stepping on the toes of the new show or not giving anything away? This is really cool. As you can see on the cover, we have the Ewan McGregor Obi-Wan, but in the background, the Alec Guinness, older Obi-Wan. That's because this story is going to be older Obi-Wan on Tatooine writing in his journals, the journals that we've actually seen throughout the Star Wars series that Luke has been reading and getting some stories about Obi-Wan's life. This is him writing those, and it's going to kind of cover Obi-Wan's whole Jedi career. And starting in this first issue, it goes all the way back to when he was a 8-year-old youngling, and an adventure he had on Coruscant when he was just learning the Jedi ways. So, sounds really cool. I'm very excited about this. Glad this is getting Obi-Wan's getting the spotlight here. So this is written by Christopher Cantwell, who's been working on Iron Man, has done a lot of really great books, and the artist is Ario Anadito. So, really cool. Our A cover is by Phil Noto. We've got Vader down the bottom. This is the Gist variant. And then we have, of course, a Peach Momoko. They're just calling this the Momoko Japanese variant.
Momoko makes her art style way over to the Star Wars universe now.
Yeah, nothing can stop her.
Yeah.
And then next up, a separate book, but still Star Wars related. This is Krrsantan Star Wars Tales. That's how it was listed, but I think it's Star Wars Krrsantan Tales. So this is following or reprinting Black Krrsantan's, not his first appearance, but kind of his key issues. So everyone freaked out when he showed up in Book of Boba Fett. The price of Darth Vader #1 shot up because how cool of a character he is. So this is going to be collecting Star Wars 14 through 15 and 20 and Dr. Aphra Annual #1. So that has the story of Black Krrsantan fighting Obi-Wan back when, kind of an early story of them. And then the annual is Dr. Aphra teaming up with Krrsantan for a mission. So really cool. We have a main cover for that, and then a photo variant.
So is this kind of like the Marvel Tales that Marvel's been doing for other major characters?
Yeah, but it seems like a Star Wars version of it. Yep. Same price point too. I think it's like a $6.99, $7.99 oversized issue.
I like on the main cover, it looks like somebody was trying to shoot him in the foot.
Yeah, but they have really bad timing right when he's stepping.
Yeah.
All right, next up is one that looks pretty cool from Image called Blood-Stained Teeth. It is from Eisner Award-winning creator Christian Ward, who did Odyssey, Invisible Kingdom, and some stuff like that, and also including Patrick Reynolds on the artwork. So this is about, it's going to follow our main character, Atticus Sloane, who is a misanthrope, a vampire, a criminal, and according to the solicitation, he's an a-hole. So, not a nice guy.
Wow.
I didn't say it. I don't even know the guy yet. I haven't read it. Anyway, Bloodstained Teeth. This is about vampires who are not just thirsty for blood, but also for money. So it is a crime horror series. They said this is really fast-paced and for fans of 100 Bullets and Philadelphia. So it seems to be pretty cool and interesting. Also seems to be ongoing. We'll find out how far it goes. So yeah, Bloodstained Teeth coming to Image. This is the A cover. This is cover B from Reynolds. This is the SHALVEY C cover. And then we have a blank variant with a little bit of blood stain in the lower right-hand corner.
All right, so Conan fans rejoice because they are launching another Savage Avengers. So Savage Avengers is starting back at issue number 1, and Conan is going to get a new team. I wonder if you can guess who's on that team. The cover surely doesn't give it away. So in the solicitation, it actually says that Deathlock is after Conan, that he's the villain of the series, at least at first. It doesn't really say why. Of course, Conan is from another universe, so it may have something to do with him being in the Marvel universe is like messing things up. I don't know. But Deathlock is after Conan, and so he, for some reason, has to form a team. You know, Conan, I've seen him form teams to like rob people, but as far as like somebody's coming after him, he usually just, you know, goes solo.
Usually he's going solo and they just walk behind him. And he's like, I guess you're with me.
Right. I guess that's what happens with Weapon H there. We have, it looks like Agent Venom, Daredevil, and that is the Elektra version of Daredevil. There's Cloak and Dagger, and the Black Knight. And Black Knight's interesting because now it's the moniker's being shared with the Black Knight we know and his daughter, Jax, who's just been around for a little while in the Marvel Universe, just a few years now. So that is what's going on with Savage Avengers number 1. A new, very interesting team. Be cool to see how they interact. And writing it, it's David Pepose with art by Carlos Magno. So here's the regular cover. Then we have the ALBUQUERQUE variant. We have the CAMUNCOLI variant. They call this the teaser variant, but I think, you know, you get the same on the original cover that Cloak and Dagger are going to be in it. And then you get the Romita Jr. variant. All right, now we're going to get to other number 1s.
Starting with, are you on the naughty list? This is Naughty List from Aftershock. I just had to think of something right off the bat, and that's what I thought of. This sounds really weird and cool. So this is by Nick Santora and art by Lee Ferguson. And it says it follows a man named Nicholas Sinterklaas. But he's known by many names like Kris Kringle and Papa Noel. So I think you can figure out who this is. But it says he had a family and a child, but that was hundreds of years ago. And now he is, looks like he's kind of rough, almost like a Punisher type character, and someone has stolen his naughty list. So he is coming for them. This is really cool, very kind of crime feeling. There's some preview pages, but they take place in the past with him and his family, so it's hard to get a feeling of what like the modern day stuff, what he's going to be doing. But he looks a little bit like you know, he's going to be driving Knight Rider around or something. Little David Hasselhoff feeling.
And like he's got the chimney poker, you know?
Yeah.
It's like I come down the chimney and I grab my weapon.
He looks like Chevy Chase to me, so I'm really getting a lot of just National
That's a
Lampoon's Christmas Vacation.
Angry Chevy Chase.
But
I don't know.
The sideways Santa hat, also very Chevy Chase.
I see what I see.
So, yeah, new one from Aftershock, just the one cover, just in time for the holidays. Even if this was delayed, I bet it wouldn't interfere. So, there we go.
Maybe they had originally planned it out for last December.
Yeah.
That'd be about right.
Next up is British Paranormal Society, Time Out of Mind. This is a 4-part miniseries from Mike Mignola and Chris Robertson, expanding on the Hellboy universe, this time with a spooky new tale involving 2 different investigators and how their paths are going to converge. So if you're a Hellboy fan, if you are a Mike Mignola fan, if you're a spooky paranormal fan, this one will be a good one for you to pick up. Didn't want you to miss it. 4-part miniseries, Time Out of Mind.
All right, and for you role-playing and D&D comic fans, there's a new one coming out called Quest Aside. And so the premise is there's a skeleton, there's an apprentice mage, and an exiled princess that all work at this bar. And the bar is owned by this ex-adventurer named Barrow, I think is his name. And so the king orders, for some reason, the bar has to be shut down. And so they have to come up with a way to keep it open. I imagine they probably need money, or they don't really say why the bar's being shut down, but I'm sure he's going to have to come out of retirement, pull together his unlikely band of heroes from his working staff. Otherwise, they're going to be without a job, and they're going to have to save the day. So that is the premise to the new comic Quest Aside. This is the regular cover, and then here is the Michael Dianas variant.
I really like that skeleton guy.
He looks very jovial. He looks like even though he doesn't have flesh on his bones, he's still going to enjoy that beer.
He's happy to be whatever he is.
Okay, so now we're getting to cool covers and other comics.
There's a lot this week, starting with Trial of the Amazons #2. This is the final part of Trial of the Amazons. We have this awesome Jim Chung cover here, and as this tournament has been going on, pitting all the Amazonian tribes together, something comes through the Doom's doorway, an old foe of Diana. So they must put their trials aside, and all the tribes have to team up to fight whatever this person or thing is. So if you've been reading all of those, you'll definitely want to pick this one up, as it is the kind of capstone of the Trial of the Amazon story. We also have a Rose Besh cover. Took me a minute to kind of focus on this one and see it's very statuesque.
All the roses.
I know.
Yeah.
She's doing her namesake.
Mm-hmm.
You got to be good at roses. If your name is Rose, you
Yeah.
got to practice those roses.
Next up is Amazing Spider-Man #2. So we do not know a lot about this series yet. We've just seen some images, and Peter Parker looks like his life has just been destroyed and devastated. So once again, we don't know much about the series yet, but I can tell you this. The #1's probably going to sell out, and this #2 is definitely going to sell out because #1's not here yet, and that's always what happens, especially with Marvel series and their big title characters. So anyway, be prepared. Put this on your pre-order list. This is the #2A cover. Cover B, and this is by Baldari, and I don't know how much we've seen by this artist before, but I wanted to note here, I feel like with Peach Momoko and Rose Besh, it really paved the way for a lot of this style of covers to come, especially to Marvel. So next up is the Inyuk Lee cover. So pick your favorite and definitely pre-order if you're interested.
Okay, so this is the cover to Ghost Cage #2. And #1 was a fantastic book, some incredible art. It's been compared a lot to Akira, but it's not just that. It's definitely its own thing as well. And this is just a limited 3-issue series. Issue #1 flew off the shelves here.
Day one.
Yeah, this is your chance to order issue #2. And in it, there's going to be the second wave of elemental nightmares they have to go up against. And it also sounds like possibly an entire reanimated graveyard.
Oh, fun.
So, yep. So Ghost Cage #2, just the one cover.
Then we have a book I thoroughly enjoyed, Godzilla vs. Mighty Morphin Power Rangers #2. #1 was awesome. It got right into the action. Cullen Bunn is writing this. Freddie Williams, the second, is doing the art. Just so much fun if you're a fan of Power Rangers or Godzilla. Brings them together. Already huge fight in the first one. And this one is, it's going to have Godzilla versus the Megazord. And also, it's a Godzilla universe. He's not the only giant monster there. So just as things are heating up, Gigan is going to show up. Going to be a 3-way battle of giant proportions. So this is our A cover. And then we have the Diaz variant.
All right, next up is a cool cover for Action Comics 1042. This is the cover B Julian Tedesco variant. In this issue, we're going to see some origins of Mongol and the War World Revolution beginning. So, love this cover.
Okay, this is the Raza variant, the Aquaman Green Arrow Deep Target number 7, which is the final issue of the series. This Raza variant is really cool because it's sort of like by land and by sea,
Yeah.
they're going to get you. Hope you're in the air, and even if you are, Green Arrow is going to hit you.
Who's going to get to you first, the Arrow or Aquaman? Who's faster?
So once again, this is the Raza variant for the last issue of that. And then here is the Suyin variant to Aquaman number 3. So pretty cool looking. And in this, Jackson Hyde has continued his investigation into the sleeper agents in Atlantis. And his investigation takes him to Gotham, where it says he gets an ally.
Huh.
Who could that be? But this is the Suyin variant to that. And then there's also the Osio variant to Aquaman number 3.
Oop, next, this is Dark Knights of Steel number 6 of 12. This is the Middleton variant. And in this one, Constantine, Lois Lane, and Harley Quinn must team up to stop the coming threat. So it sounded like a pretty interesting team up, one that I don't think we've seen before. And this really nice Supergirl cover.
And next up is Deathstroke Inc. number 8. This is our cover A. In this, Deathstroke must explain to Batman why he has killed Ra's al Ghul. Did not want to be in his position. This is the John Boy Myers for cover A. And then we have the Chris Burnham cover B. This is a really cool one because it is an homage to the Deathstroke Terminator cover from the 90s? From before.
Yeah, it's a little before. I think it's late 80s. But yeah, that was Deathstroke's first ongoing series.
Yeah. Gotcha. Yeah, so a little bit of a throwback to that with the cover B. And that's interesting because DC doesn't do that too often.
Mm-mm.
So.
And I like that this is like the first time they completely spelled out incorporated. Because the previous one had Terminator. So they got to do that.
And with the thing, instead of saying first, it says 8th. Because it's issue number 8.
Yeah.
Yeah, they had some fun with this one. Okay, so this is the Crystal Kung variant to Robin number 13. And in this issue, Robin and Ravager go up against Deathstroke and Respawn. Of course, this is following the murder of Ra's al Ghul, presumably by Deathstroke, even though he was proclaiming his innocence. And, of course, Batman shows up as well. So, once again, this is the Crystal Kung variant for Robin 13.
It's cool too because in this, Deathstroke is back in his original suit. He shows up in his original suit, and we see that on there. So it's a very classic cover. The Batman with the blue and Deathstroke in his original. Very cool. Next up is Detective Comics number 1059. Almost to that big 1060. This is the Bermejo variant. And this starts off a new storyline with Riddler. And Riddler has become a new social media personality in Gotham. And of course, this is not a good thing. Batman is going to try to stop him. The art in this is by Ivan Rice, which is great to see him back working on this. As well as has a backup story focusing on Gotham Girl, who is now in Arkham Tower.
Riddler on this, just with the lighting that Bermejo is going for, he looks like one of those bronze statue men that you see in cities that they act like they don't move, but then they move. And
just got to give him $1 to move. Yeah.
And next up is Harley Quinn number 14. This is the Derek Chew cover B. Harley is obviously in prison in this issue at Blackgate Penitentiary. Doesn't look like she's going to be there long, according to this cover.
Okay, so this is the Derek Chew, or no, I'm sorry, this is the Alan Qua variant for Joker number 14. So this is the last issue of Joker. Tynion, of course, he's leaving the series, although he's still doing other series. And the good news is they say that this is the end of Joker season 1. I think that they plan on doing another one. I think they just want Tynion to finish out his story, and I bet they're going to start some more stuff, which is great. And in this, all the hunters converge upon the Sampson family. And Commissioner Gordon has to finally make that big choice.
He's been waffling for so long.
Correct, yeah. So he finally has to choose. Then in the backup story, it looks like Punchline is going to go free and possibly rejoin the underworld of Gotham. I've been kind of waiting for this.
Yeah.
You know, the stuff with her in prison that helped him flesh out the character more, but now it's like, all right, get back in the mix of,
Yeah.
you know, being a villain out there in Gotham with everybody else. So once again, this is the Qua variant to Joker 14, or it's the Allen variant. And then here is the Ortega variant. They always do the Punchline one afterwards.
Then we have this really nice Swamp Thing variant. This is for Swamp Thing number 12 of 16. This is by Liam Sharp. And once again, these are hard to get because a lot of stores, this series was extended, and so a lot of stores have backed off their order when they thought it was ending. And now we've had more and more people coming in looking for Swamp Thing. So definitely sign up for this if you want it, because it's going to be a little hard to find.
And then we have some covers for Miles Morales. This is Miles Morales, Spider-Man number 38, cover A. The Jen Bartel, cover B. Really adding some different style to this. And then the Sousa Scroll variant.
And this is going to be a big issue because Miles is going into a universe where his clone was victorious. And it's shaking things up since he's gone through the multiversal thing. And I believe this is... I'm not sure if this is the first appearance of the Spider Slayer or the new character. But that's Miles' sister.
Right. It's his sister grown up.
Yeah.
So that's another big point to this.
Definitely a big issue to look out for.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay, so this is the Ron Lim scroll variant for Shang-Chi number 12. So, you know, we like to show you the variants. Otherwise, you know, a lot of these are just sort of more of the story. But this one is a big deal because they are ending the series here and they're relaunching it. So in this issue, Shang-Chi is finally going to give in to his father's wishes, and he's going to take up the 10 rings. So much like in the movies, he's going to be Shang-Chi now with the 10 rings. And so this is the last issue of this series, and they were going to do number 13. They just recently announced, we're cutting it, we're starting it again. It's going to start again with Shang-Chi and the 10 rings, number 1. So final issue of the series, see Shang-Chi get the rings finally. And there's another variant we have. This is the Ruin variant for Asian American and Pacific Islander month.
Super cool.
Okay, next up, this is cool. This is Captain Marvel number 38. One thing, this is a nice homage cover to the beginning, the Amanda Connor cover,
Right.
when Captain Marvel kind of got her own series again. But this issue is where Carol Danvers goes missing and Binary has to fill in her place. So they're really beefing up Binary as a character in her own right as a separate entity. So this is just our A cover.
It's almost like Binary number 1.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it feels like that.
That's the Captain Marvel number 1, but now Binary's getting hers.
Then we have the Phil Noto Fortnite variant, because we're getting ready to have that Marvel Fortnite series coming up soon.
I mean, I don't play Fortnite, but, you know, does this Fortnite character have any chance against Captain Marvel attacking her? Especially, she doesn't even seem like she's aware it's about to happen.
and when she's, 3 feet away from crashing into the back of her head, yeah. Then we have the Segovia Scroll variant. And then the Basildua variant as well.
Final issue for Elektra Black, White, and Blood. A couple covers to show you. This is the cover A. And then we have the Momoko B cover.
Yeah, I think Momoko's doing both
I was
covers,
about to
which
say,
is like
that was her too.
pretty big.
She is so busy. But yeah, final issue for Elektra Black, White, and Blood.
Well, taking it a whole different direction. Here's the Momoko cover. It is. Here's the Momoko cover for X-Force number 28. And in this issue, Cerebrux goes up against X-Force.
I think this is interesting too, because I don't know if there's any X-Men on the cover. I think it's just a nice Savage Land postcard.
Landscape.
Yeah, it looks like a postcard. You're right.
Then we have X-Men number 11. This is the Garen Skrull variant. And in this one, the women of the X-Men are heading to Game World.
And then we have Alien number 12. This is also a Chew variant. That's
Okay, so here is the just a regular cover for Gunslinger Spawn number 7. This begins the second arc, so a new arc for Gunslinger Spawn after him going up against the Clown. So this is our regular cover. Then we have the Keen variant. And lastly, here is a blank sketch variant.
Next up, we have Saga number 58. And like Saga does, and it's kind of what Walking Dead was doing, the solicitation for it is just like one sentence. So this one was like friend or enemy. But I thought this is a really cool cover with the new band of space pirates who are also just a band.
And then we have Vampirella, Dracula, Unholy, number 5. This is the Adam Hughes cover D.
She's loving on that big old bat.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so now we're getting to other printings and graphic novels.
So starting off, we have Star Wars Insider, issue number 210, with some really great covers. So this one is the trading card style one they've been doing. This is one of the FOC variants. Then we have this one, really cool, which is an homage or kind of a redoing of Boba Fett's first appearance in the holiday special with his different colored armor, and he has that gun that ended up with the Mandalorian. Really cool cover. We have just the regular newsstand edition. And then we have the previews exclusive.
Okay, so Batman Reptilian is now coming out in a hardcover edition for $24.99. So this is the really interesting take on Batman by Garth Ennis with incredible painted art by Liam Sharp. I feel like Garth Ennis and Sharp said, hey, let's have a competition. You try to paint the darkest, scariest, most messed up Batman story, and I'll try to write it. And we'll see if we can combine the most messed up elements. I enjoyed this. It was not like any Batman thing I have ever read. I mean, Batman, he is sarcastic. He is really mean. So there's a creature that's killing all of Batman's villains. And of course, you know, he's going to try to stop it. But at the same time, when he finds the villains and they're like half dead, he just insults them. He's mean to them. And I'm not doing it justice. If you like some dark humor or just dark anything, check this one out by Garth Ennis and Liam Sharp. Like nothing I've ever read. But at the same time, it also is not for everyone. If you like your Batman squarely a hero, probably not for you.
It's one of my favorite things was doing the Tuesday show and just hearing your updates on what's going on with Batman Reptilian.
Every issue, just the ante was upped, and some of the things, oh man,
you were trying to justify Batman in it, being like, there has to be a reason he's acting this way. There's no way Batman is this insulting to people. It's like, no, he's just kind of a jerk.
Garth Ennis wanted to do a version of him that no one has ever quite done, and he did. He knocked it out of the park in that respect.
He needs to throw that Batman into like a team, like a multiversal Justice League book where he's just, they're like, Superman's like, Batman, back off.
It's like nothing I've ever read. It's worth checking out. So $24.99 for the hardcover version of it, and that's the entirety of it. Just a 6-issue series, and also Liam Sharp's art just incredible. It's that like sort of 90s style painted, really dark art.
And this is Superman, Son of Kal-El. This is the hardcover, which features 1 through 6 of the series. It's going to be $25, once again, hardcover. And this has been the series that has been so incredibly popular, sold out nearly every issue, featuring Jonathan Kent. And I love that they chose this cover to be the feature for the hardcover. So if you have somehow missed out on this, or if you are like everybody who wants to collect this series, you want every piece of it, so you'll want to definitely make sure you pre-order this.
Now, I'm very excited about this. This is Rick Grimes 2000 hardcover. This is collecting all of the parts from the Skybound X anthology miniseries that they were doing that had the ongoing story in it of Rick Grimes from Walking Dead, waking up in the future. Instead of zombies, the zombies have now been taken out by aliens, and all his friends from Walking Dead are now part cyborg. It's just the craziest, over the top version of a Walking Dead Elseworlds. Still written by Robert Kirkman, art by Ryan Ottley. If you just like a really fun series and you're familiar with a lot of the Walking Dead story and characters, you'll have a lot of fun with this. This is 1999.
All right.
Oh,
wait.
and then I also
about that?
have. This is really interesting. So this is Star Wars Rebels trade paperback for $29.99. This is being published by Dark Horse, which I feel like this is one of the first Star Wars things we've seen Dark Horse published since
quite some time.
Since IDW lost the rights to Star Wars, and it's picked up by Dark Horse. And this is actually collecting some very rare comic stories that were originally published. This has 43 rarely seen comics from Star Wars Rebels magazine, which probably a lot of people didn't even know that was a magazine that was out from issues 1 through 35, 37, and 39, and Star Wars Rebels animation magazine 1 through 4. So I'm guessing most people probably have not read all of these stories. And if you're a Star Wars fan, a Rebels fan, you'll definitely want to pick this up. It's $29.99.
So Dark Horse is publishing a Star Wars collection for the first time in a while. Meanwhile, Marvel is publishing a collection of Dark Horse stuff.
Wow, everyone's just swapping around.
This of course, years in the making due to legal issues. You know, Marvel sort of bought the rights of Predator, but then the original creators got involved. And anyway, that's all been sorted out finally. And so Marvel finally has the rights. And the first thing they're doing is they're releasing this hardcover edition of Predator, the original years. So this is a ton of material. All those little 4-issue miniseries that Dark Horse did. Not all of them, but most of them. This is 1,008 pages for $125. It's got, like Predator Big Game 1 through 4,
Yeah.
Predator Cold War 1 through 4. You know, if you go to back issues of Predator, you'll find like 1 or 2 of these.
Yeah.
Hardly find
They're very hard
all
to
of
find
them all
those sets.
together. Yeah, so of course it also has the first Predator stuff at Dark Horse. It has the Dark Horse Comics #1, #2, a bunch of those other ones that Predator's in. So if you wanted your chance to have them all collected, nice, neat, in a hardcover edition, this is it. So $125 for 1,008 pages, and this is the Coelho cover, and here is the Warner cover.
Yeah, this was originally supposed to come out back when Alien #1 came out. They were going to launch Alien and Predator at the same time at Marvel a few years ago now.
Yeah.
And because of the legal things, the Alien kept going and Predator got put on hiatus. So hopefully this is our first taste of the Predator comic that they were going to do.
I think so.
We may see the solicitation for that coming up later this year.
Yeah, Alien, I believe, started in 2019, so it really has been some time. So, okay, and that's it. That is our show for today.
Thank you so much for hanging out with us. We hope that we gave you some useful info. Once again, scroll all the way back if you missed it. Andy is going to have an official published cover out this week. In this week's episode.
What, already?
So make sure to get your pre-orders in for that. We will definitely be doing an in-store signing with him, but it will also be available to you guys. So make sure to subscribe. We'll keep you updated, and we will see you next time.